Hello and welcome to another episode of Heal Yourself with me, Sarah Dawkins. We're the podcast that shares real people sharing their own healing to help you to see that our bodies do heal themselves naturally when we support them. And today, it's just me, and I'm here to talk to you about your shadow self. And our shadow self is the part of us that we've maybe denied and repressed since childhood. It doesn't only consist of negative things about ourselves, it can hold many positive traits that weren't seen by others or socially rewarded. And when we're not aware of our shadow self, we tend to project it onto other people through judgments and negative labels. You'll notice that the traits you project onto others tend to be consistent patterns that you see in others. And it may come as a shock that these traits are also within yourself, which is why you see them in others. And the truth is that all of us contain messy, hurt, selfish and jealous parts, and that doesn't make us bad. The more we can accept all these parts of ourselves, the more we can accept all these parts of others. It's important to understand too that the good traits we admire and see in others are also within ourselves, which is why we see them in others. It's only through doing the inner work that we can begin to see the good within ourselves that we tend to overlook. Our shadow self is ultimately looking to be seen, acknowledged and honoured so that we can become complete. In other words, so that we can be our whole, fully expressed, authentic self. Many parts of us have been dismissed and seen as bad by some people based on their opinions. In our shadow self lies the creative, beautiful parts of ourselves, as well as the parts we're afraid of. So shall we meet our shadow self? I'm going to read you some questions, and I'd like you to stop the recording and answer them at your leisure, being kind and non-judgmental to yourself. Are you ready? The first question is, what do you think are some of the worst traits, characteristics or behaviours a person can have? Now, what traits, characteristics or behaviours don't you like about yourself? What traits do you see in other people that you notice yourself always feeling envious of or wish you had? What are you most proud of or feel is your greatest accomplishment? What do you believe this accomplishment means about you? If ever there was a time when you were young and felt badly about yourself, what happened? And what did you think about yourself? And how did you feel? How do you feel when you fail or make a mistake? Do you accept failure and mistakes are a part of life? Or do you feel consumed by fear from them? What traits, characteristics or behaviours make you feel the most insecure? And if ever there was a time when you were young, when people commented on aspects of you that were wrong, bad, negative, or that you should change, what did they say? And how did you feel? Do you find yourself still trying to change these aspects of yourself today? What traits, characteristics or behaviours did your parent figures idealise or speak highly of when you were a child? Did they idealise money or success, work ethics, having nice material things, being strong or not weak, high achievement or good grades, self-sacrifice or being selfless? What traits, characteristics, or behaviours do you idealise? And how do you attempt to meet these idealised standards? How easily did you fit in when you were growing up? Or how accepted or rejected did you feel by your peers or friends? What did you imagine you were being accepted or rejected for? So we can witness our shadow self in action. We see it through others and in our daily interactions. Noticing the thoughts that come up when we're around friends and family and strangers will allow us to discover the parts of ourselves that we haven't yet seen. We can also notice what comes up when we consume information through social media, television or movies. And noticing this will cause a profound shift in our lives because most of us unconsciously take in information and interact with the world around us. It's through our conscious reflection on these experiences that we gain a deeper awareness of their influence and their meaning. The behaviour we engage in often has an emotional payoff, and usually our behaviour is based on a desire to satisfy an unmet need. Typically, this motivation is unconscious, so we're not even aware of why we do the things that we do. So let's try working on becoming conscious of our unconscious motives. And I'd like you to take these questions in, listen, and see if you can answer them, being kind and non-judgmental to yourself. I mostly consume content about blank, and the emotional payoff I get is feeling blank. In my closest relationships, we're usually bonding over blank, and the emotional payoff is feeling blank. When I post on social media, I'm usually posting things about blank, and the emotional payoff is feeling blank. When I'm alone, I usually think about blank, and the emotional payoff is feeling blank. When I talk negatively about someone, I'm usually talking about blank, and the emotional payoff is feeling blank. Now look at your answers. There's possibly a pattern. Are you feeling justified, angry, morally superior, or less than others? Please know that none of these feelings are wrong or bad. We all have them. When working on accepting your shadow self, it helps you to build a more compassionate relationship with yourself. So ask yourself, how can I be kinder to myself? What do I appreciate about myself? What do others appreciate in me? What did my childhood teach me? What would I say to my younger self? When I find myself berating myself, what can I remind myself of? When I'm hurt by others' actions or words, what can I do for myself? What can I do to help myself accept that perfect isn't often achievable? And what are some of my gifts and talents? Once you've done this, to integrate it, please write yourself a letter to your younger self and let them know that you're there for them, that you know what happened, and that they are worthy and lovable exactly as they are. If tears come when you're writing this letter, allow them to fall. They are so healing. Allow any emotions to come up and just observe them with compassion and without judgment. I hope that helps. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Please connect with me through my website www.sarahDawkins.com. See you soon.